Morning, good morning, good morning to you. Good morning to you. Good morning, good morning, good morning to you. Good morning to you. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to another Me First Morning. I am your host and energy alchemist, Patricia Ribeiro Wolfson. I am an energy healer and an intuitive coach. And my mission is to help you calibrate your energy. And also, my goal is to help teach you how to integrate self care into easy, doable steps and how to shine your light in your own unique way. And also, happy International Women's Day today. For those of you who are celebrating, for those of you who are women, for those of you who celebrate women, this is our day, apparently. Woohoo. Uh, although I try to make Women's Day every day, at least in my house, because it is a house full of men. Even my dog is male. So I try to sprinkle the femininity where I can in my household because it is very masculine. Actually, that's not true. It's quite a nice blend here because, of course, you don't have to be a woman to have femininity in you, right? We all have the divine feminine and the divine masculine within us. But today we are celebrating the divine feminine on this International Women's Day. And I'm very happy to talk about it today and very happy to talk to you about how to step into your own personal power. How can you sort of own who you are, own your gifts, and show up in the world in your own unique way? That is my goal. That is my mission. I hope to help inspire anybody who's watching right now. And if you're watching, please say hello. And also, if you're watching, please go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube channel, Jumpstart for Change. Just smash that subscribe button and ding that notification bell. I'm here every Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. and I'm really happy to be here. So spread the word for anybody who think might benefit from these Me First Mornings together. And we shall begin our Me First Morning ritual right now. Ooh, I wish I had some like music that I could use, but I don't know. Facebook's weird about and YouTube too, about like ownership of music, as they should be, because artists need to be paid for their music. But they have to have a way where you can kind of, how TikTok has that, like you can select music to play or you can select whatever. They need to do that on YouTube too, where you can be like, select music that YouTube has that's like royalty free. YouTube, it's a good idea, let me tell you. I just noticed that I am out of. See, I forgot to bring my candle that I bought down here. So normally I would light my candle and I'm going to pretend. I'm going to pretend to light my candle, but there's actually no wick left. It's done. And then I have another candle here and that's done too. So jot that down in the ethereal list. Bring my candle downstairs. Okay. Oh, hi, Dad. Happy Women's Day. Yes, thank you. My dad is wishing everyone a happy Women's Day. How nice. All right, so let's begin. We didn't light the candle, but that's okay. We're going to start our morning ritual anyway. I'm going to begin with the essential oils so we can get ourselves centered and grounded and ready. And I just find that the scent, it's a tool. The essential oils are a tool that you can use to help bring you to that place, to that centered place a little bit quicker, because it sort of signals your senses like, oh, there's that smell that relaxes me, that smell that I connect with relaxation. And so when I smell it, it just immediately feels good and comforting. And so you can have a scent that you also use for like meditation or just for your morning rituals. You don't have to use the same one. You can use different ones. But I find if you use the same one that it works, much like Pavlov's dog, where then it becomes something that your body expects, right? Your mind, as soon as it smells it, it like clicks into that relaxation mode because you've trained it. If you're consistently using the same scent, you're training your body to recognize that scent and to connect that scent with relaxation, right? So that's why I do the candle, I do the essential oils, because when you're stepping, doing steps to your ritual, each step brings you sort of closer and closer to that center point, right? To that centeredness that you're looking for, especially if, your brain is already anticipating the next step. It starts to sort of recalibrate already to that relaxation mode. So that's why we do that and why we talk about it and why rituals are important and practicing those rituals are important, because you are literally rewiring your brain to, like, in the morning, to calibrate to the energy that you're looking for or the intention that you want to set. Okay. So we did that. Now we're going to take 3 deep breaths. Oh, as my eye is itchy right now, and that's not, I think so. I got it. Okay. So I like to use my clear quartz spheres. Clear quartz is an amplifier, of course. And so I like to hold on to them as I do my breathing exercises. You can also use crystals. You don't have to. You can just place your hands on your lap, face down, face up, or in a mudra, whatever is most comfortable, or even in, you know, prayer hands. You can do that too, whatever feels comfortable. Now we're going to take 3 deep breaths. And with the first breath, I want you to take a deep breath in and open up the top of your head. And I want you to just allow that beautiful liquid sunshine to pour into the top of your head, just filling your body with that beautiful healing light from the heavens. I want you to just open up and allow that to just enter your body and permeate every single cell in your body, and have that light just take over your whole body, shine as brightly as it can. And that light is going to dissipate, break apart, or just dissolve any stuck, stagnant, or dense energy that you have in your body, right? This is how we start to recalibrate, this is how we start to recalibrate. We allow that energy to enter us. We dissipate anything that we don't need. And in our exhale, we release the things that are, the remnants of that energy that we still need to release. And we intend that it just goes off, and Mother Nature will take care of it and transmute it into something for the highest and greatest good of all. So let's do that together now. Deep, deep breath. You're going to just breathe in. I want you to breathe in so deeply, taking as much air as you can, increasing your capacity to receive that beautiful liquid sunshine. Hold your breath for 5 seconds as it runs through your body and does what it does to all of that energy that doesn't belong. And then exhale. Let's do that together now. And hold. And release. Okay, let's do a second breath. But now, instead of focusing up here, I want you to focus on your feet. I want your feet well planted on the ground. And I want you to imagine that we are just our feet are in the earth to charge up, right? We are using the earth's energy, that life force energy that helps the plants burst through the ground, and grow during the spring. We're going to imagine that same energy, that same power comes bursting through our feet, and that life force energy is coming up our legs and like roots just climbing through us and giving us the energy that we need, the energy, the resilience, the courage, and the strength coming from Mother Earth. We are going to take that in. We are going to imagine that energy permeates all of our body and continues to release, break apart, or, just dissipate anything that does not serve us. And we will exhale with the intention to remove anything that we don't need from our bodies out into the world and allow Mother Nature to transmute it into the highest and greatest good. Okay, let's do that again. And hold. And release. If you have issues in visualizing, when we're talking about visualizing, just intend that the words that I'm saying, if they resonate with you, are what's happening, right? Or make up your own words and just sort of tell yourself a story of what's happening, even if you can't visualize it. I sometimes have challenges visualizing things. And so that helps me, is that I set the intention that this is what's happening, and I can kind of speak it in my head. And that is just as valid as if you could imagine it perfectly in your mind about what's happening. Oh, good morning, Mom. Good morning. Happy Mother's Day. I mean, happy Women's Day. I guess it's Mother's Day too. Happy to the mothers who are all women. Actually, that's not true. Or I don't know. Yes. Okay. Happy Women's Day. We'll just go with that. Okay. Now, I would like us to take a final breath. And this final breath, I want you to just take a deep, 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 deep breath. I want you to allow yourself to receive as much of that loving energy, that life force, light, healing energy coming from the heavens, coming from the earth, entering into your body and fueling you up with all the power that you need for the day. And I want you to imagine, if it helps, your sort of like battery levels going doot, 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 like the lights on your battery just going up and up and up. And you're filling up your tank. You are filling up your energy for the day. You are filling yourself up with life force energy, with love and healing light, so that you are filled with that as you walk into the world. So let's take that final breath together. And hold. And release. Oh, beautiful. Thank you. All right. So now it's time to do a little stretching, right? So I like to stretch the neck because that's where I hold a lot of my tension. My upper back really needs work. Okay. My shoulders. This is where I carry pain. This is where I carry a lot of my personal tension. I don't know where you carry your tension, but this is a good time if you hold it, hold the tension in your feet, in your back. Just stretch it out, because we want to release that tension. We want to clear your channel, right? As I usually say, the purpose of this morning ritual is for us to clear the channel, for us to connect with spirit, and for us to charge up for the day, right? We are charging our energy, we are recalibrating our energy, and we are preparing ourselves to enter into the day, right? To begin our day and step into the world with our energy intact, where we want it to be, totally fueled up and ready to go. All right. With our intentions intact as well. Okay. So here we go. Stretch, stretch, stretch. Just releasing any tension or stiffness or discomfort in your body. Just stretch it out. Breathe into it. So, like, as I pull my neck this way, I breathe. Like if you hit a particular like spot or rough spot, that's something that you could do, right? And then we just release it and shake it out. Shake it out, shake it out, shake it out. All right. Okay, beautiful. So I want to use a new deck. I don't have it ready. Well, I shouldn't say that because all my decks are pretty close, usually. But I want to pull a card from the Mother's Wisdom deck. Since it is International Mother's, I keep saying International Mother's Day. Well, because I feel that obviously, Women's Day and Mother's Day is very, very connected. Because the majority of mothers are women. Um, Not all, because I'm sure there's some non-binary folks that consider themselves mothers or parents, or I need to be educated on what the proper terminology is, but I'm sure there is terminology that I'm not using appropriately, so I apologize. And for anyone who would like to educate me, I am open and willing to be educated in that. I'll actually look up the information, but right now I can't, because right now we're doing a live show. So I apologize. Anyway, Mother's Wisdom deck. This is one of my favorite decks. And I hardly ever use it because I just kind of have it put away. But on this day, I thought this is a really appropriate deck for us to pull out to get a message for all the women out there, all the nurturers, all of the people who identify as mothers. This is going to be for you. Okay. So in the meantime, since I haven't used this deck in a long time, I'm going to make sure that I shuffle it really well. So let's talk about our personal power, right? Here, I hesitate so often to talk about sort of, you know, roles or characteristics and in relation to gender, I have 3 boys, as you all know, because I talk about it all the time. And it really drives me crazy when people are like, oh, you have boys, it's easy, or whatever they think is easy about my life, it's not. And whatever they think is challenging about my life, well, it is. But it's not necessarily gender specific. So I do want to just say as a disclaimer that I don't believe that there are, that everything is gender specific in terms of characteristics or how we walk through the world or how we live in the world. So I'm going from a generalized perspective, and from the perspective of me, who is a woman. I identify as a cisgendered woman who is a mother. Okay, so from that perspective is where I'm speaking today. And so I just want to leave it open that I am um, open to any sort of discussion and inclusion. I try really hard to include everybody, but this discussion is coming from my unique perspective as a woman, as a mother, or identifying as a woman and identifying as a mother, of course, because I have 3 children. So mothers, I always say, are the energetic center of the household, right? I call myself an energy alchemist, but I think all women are energy alchemists. I mean, all people are energy alchemists, and that's the truth, because we all have the power to transmute the energy that, comes to us. But I think that women especially have that special gift, right? And that is because we, have our wombs where we create things. Right now, men, also create things, so we're not taking that away from them, but like I said, we're focusing on women. And so we have this womb, whether or not we have our own children or have children at all, or even have, a uterus that functions. We have this part of ourselves that is part of our bodies that we were born with, that is the center of creation. And like I said, even if you don't have children, this is still where you create from, this part of your body, right? This is still, when you come up with ideas, when you're processing information, when you are developing things, this is where you feel it. It's in this creation zone. And so as women, we are especially connected to that creation zone, particularly if, we have gone through that monthly cycle that we all do, where that zone is constantly, active and active, active and active, but things are always moving along, right? Like a cycle. There's always something happening there. There's always something happening in creation. And we are constantly transmuting the energy, right? What you give us, we transform and build upon. And this is with anybody, but one of my favorite things that I saw many years ago was like, if you give a woman a house, she turns it into a home. If you give a woman, you know, a seed, she turns it into plants. If you give a woman, ingredients, she turns it into a meal, right? Like, we are created to take what we are given and to transform it and transmute it and make it something else. And we do that with things, right? And we do that with life, right? And we also do that with energy, with ideas. We can take something and we can kind of add our own special attention, our own blend of magic, our own nurturing qualities, our warmth and our love, and that can completely transform energy. It can completely transform how you look at things, how you address things, right? Mommy kisses your boo-boos like when you're little. That's, what we are here to do, right? We are here to help the transformation, right? And so what I want to say, and this is, I hesitate because there's so much going through my head, because I really think that women have struggled so much over generations, because typically we have been given the direction of, here is what you're supposed to do, here's how you're supposed to show up, here's what what's expected of you as a woman, as a mother, as a wife, as a member of society, right? And we're constantly getting, our wings clipped, is how I see it, right? We're constantly being, as we grow and develop and spread our wings and start excelling, right, then people start to get nervous about women excelling and standing up for themselves and speaking their truth, right? And I'm sure many people right now are seeing it from many different perspectives. You're seeing it on an international scale, which we've seen for many, many generations, but also on a very intimate level, on a personal level. I think people are starting to, I think women specifically are really starting to connect with that inner power, right? And we've been taught time and time again how to exist in this world. You got to get up and go, you got to do this, you got to hustle. And all of these directives are, is they are masculine energy directives, right? And you can be in your masculine energy when you need to be productive, when you need to get organized, when you need to plan, right? There's a masculine energy to that. The feminine energy is more receiving, it's allowing, it's connecting with the cycles, it's connecting with Mother Nature. It's why our cycle, our inner cycle, is so connected to nature, because that is how we function, right? We don't start at in the morning and then go and then stop at night. We have cycles throughout the day, we have cycles throughout the month, we have energetic days, we have energetic moments. Okay. But basically, what I'm trying to say is that we function differently, but in a society that has been built for men and for how men function, it is easy to feel out of place. It is easy to feel like we don't belong. It is easy to feel like, we have to do double, triple the work because we are doing everything that is expected of us. Plus, we're trying to figure out how to work in a world that's not built for how we naturally function. And so it is up to us to bring in our own perspective, to bring in our own touches, to bring in our own adjustments. That is how we as humanity can expand, is by listening to the perspectives and starting to apply some of the suggestions of other people, right? And of course, we need to do this not just taking women's perspectives into consideration, but of course, we need to take, everybody's perspective into consideration, right? Everybody from all walks of life, from all religions, from all financial backgrounds, from all societies and cultures, all from underprivileged, from um, anybody that is existing on this planet needs to have a say as to how this planet works best, because from each of our perspectives, things look different, things feel different, we have different experiences based on who we are. It is that way right now, and we need to make it much more equitable. We need to make it so that everybody feels like they belong, and not that it's like, oh, here's the world and I have to fit myself into it. No, here's the world, I'm going to show up and add to it, right? We're adding, we're not subtracting, we're not limiting, we're not stopping, we are adding. So what can you add? What is your unique gift, right? And here's the thing, is that we have all sorts of judgments about our own unique gifts. We start to, like whether our unique gift is something that feels typically feminine, right? It's like, I'm a really good cook, or I'm a really good nurturer, or I'm a really good whatever, right? Then you're like, okay, I check the boxes, I fit into society. Great, right? But what if your gifts are different? What if they are not, exactly what society tells you they should be? Well, they're your gifts. You have to stand up and exhibit those gifts. You have to shine those gifts. You have to show those gifts. You have to share those gifts. That's the whole point. The whole point is for you to be who you are, unapologetically be who you are. Show up as you are. If you're, great at fixing things, then you fix things, right? If you're great at healing emotional wounds, well, then heal emotional wounds. And we really need to become super, super clear on what our own unique gifts are. And the reason is because the world needs us to be who we are, right? If you've been given a job, right? Like you've been given a job and you go into, a community, right? And they're like, you know what? We really need someone to do this, right? We need someone to like bake the cookies. Okay. It's whatever, right? And you're like, great, I'm great at baking cookies. I want to bake the cookies. Okay. So you go and you bake the cookies, you make them, you contribute. Somebody else, does the signs, somebody else does the marketing, somebody else, bakes the banana bread. Obviously it's like a school fair or something in my head is what I'm using as the example. But we each do what we're good at, right? If you know that some person makes like the best carrot cake cupcakes, for example, that's a shout out to my friend Deb, who makes the best carrot cake cupcakes, right? I'm going to ask her for her to make her carrot cake cupcakes. I'm not going to ask her to make meatloaf because I'm sure somebody else makes a really awesome meatloaf. But she should be making the carrot cake cupcakes because that's what she's amazing at, right? I'm using food and I'm using cooking as the example, but I'm not just talking about cooking. I'm talking about there's some people who are really good at negotiating, and they can be the people who are in charge of, kind of managing heavy emotions, right? And being the negotiators in life. If you're someone who's really great at negotiating and seeing both sides and being a mediator, a moderator, well, I mean, God knows we need more mediators on the planet right now. We need more bridges. We need people to bring people who can bring things together, who can take this idea and marry it or make it work together. Or we need that. We need people to build bridges. We need people to come up with solutions that benefit everyone, right? And so what is your unique gift right now? You have to figure out for yourself, like, what is it that you bring to the table? And if you don't know what you bring to the table, ask your friends and your family. Or sometimes that can be uncomfortable, and I understand, but think, like, what do people call you for? Right? When you have a friend in need and they call you, what are they calling you for? What are you known for among your friends? Are they calling you for support? Are they calling you for ideas? Are they calling you because they need comfort and they're like, can I just come over and have some tea with you because I feel great when we talk and I'm just having a hard time right now? Or, why do people call you? Or maybe some people call you and be like, I'm totally disorganized. I can't put my thoughts together. Help me figure this out, right? What do people come to you for? And that is exactly the skill that you need to focus on or double down on. That is your contribution to this planet. That is a very much integral to your mission here. Whatever that your gift is, the thing that comes easiest to you, believe it or not, the thing that comes easiest to you is the thing that you are here to do or you are here to use in order to support the world, the planet, your community, your friends, right? That's what you're here for, the things that you're good at. I mean, yes, we all need to learn and evolve and come up with new things, right? But the thing that is in you, that's in your heart, your true gift, the thing that comes easy, that is your gift. That is your strength. You need to use that to navigate through your challenges and use that to help other people navigate through their challenges. Use that gift. Don't try to be somebody else. Don't try to be like, the person you see on TikTok or YouTube or, Facebook, who's got like all their stuff together and everything seems perfect. And then you want to try and become that person. You don't really know what's going on with that person. You don't know what their personal trials and tribulations are. You don't know like what their life really is like. So stop trying to be somebody else and just embrace who you are, embrace your own gifts and figure out, what can I do to make my life better and to make other people's life better? What can I contribute? How can I positively contribute? How can I use my strengths? If it's cooking, make meals for people. I have a friend of mine who during the pandemic learned how to make some bread, and he just started handing bread to people. I mean, that was like, talk about bringing a little joy and a little love into people's life, right? What can you do to bring a little joy and a little love into people's life? And when you actively do that, you are going to get that back, because that's how it works. What you put out, you get back. What you put out, you get back. What you put out, you get back, right? So if there's something that you really want that you're not getting back, then you got to put it out and you got to figure out, how can I put this into the world? How can I contribute my version of this? How can I do this? More peace, more love, more acceptance, more validation, more kindness, more compassion. Whatever it is that you're missing, use it and put it back into the world. Like, you do it, you create it, you bring it yourself. And I promise you, whatever it is that you're looking for, It's probably something that you have in droves and you just haven't acknowledged it yet. All right, here's the card. Here's the card. Oh my goodness, I love this so much for International Women's Day. Lady Godiva. Look at this. Humility. Okay? This is beautiful. This is such a beautiful card. Okay? When I see this, I see that there is something very special about women showing up in all of their vulnerability, right? And sometimes we get slack for being vulnerable, right? You're too emotional, you cry too much, you scream too much, you're a bitch, you're crazy, all the things. We get all the things, right? But really, in our vulnerability, in our complete and utter transparency and authenticity, that is how we are going to connect with each other. That is how we are going to connect with ourselves, when we can truly just look at ourselves. And I love that she's naked in this, because I would say that me and every other woman on the planet has been on an incredible journey, especially in terms of acceptance of ourselves, especially of our physical selves, of our vessel, right? How many people are terribly, terribly disconnected from their bodies, or they feel like their bodies don't belong to them, or aren't good for them, or they're just disconnected. We need to connect with our bodies. We need to connect with our minds. We need to embrace who we are, because that vulnerability, that connection that we have, that special and unique connection that we have, that we can have with nature and with ourselves, because our bodies are just a reflection of nature, right? This is the vessel that we were given, just like the trees and the plants and the birds, right? They are the vessels of life that Mother Nature gave to them, right? They were given that vessel, like that energy. Everything is made of energy, right? And each force of energy is given a vessel to exist in this world, right? So we need to become connected to those vessels. We need to be connected to ourselves and understand that we are intimately connected to the planet through our bodies. This is how we feel things. This is how we see things. This is how we experience things. And so when you can understand that you are a vessel for light and love, right? This is your vessel. It is the vessel that holds your soul. And that soul is an expression of light and love. And you have to use this vessel. This is what you were given to. This is what you were given in order to express the light and love that exists within you. You are an expression of God. The tree is an expression of God, the plants, the birds, the animals, right? And I believe that it is women on this beautiful International Day of Women. I want to highlight it is women that are going to remind the planet of our connection to our soul, of our connection to love and light. And it is in us accepting and embracing ourselves and becoming truly vulnerable and truly connected that we are going to usher all of humanity into this next level of evolution. And that next level is us recognizing our divinity and recognizing our humanity and figuring out how to coexist with those parts of ourselves in a beautiful and loving way. So on this day, that is my wish for you, is that on this International Women's Day, you take some time to really love and appreciate your vessel, your connection to spirit and to Mother Earth, just by the fact that you as a woman are connected to the cycles of nature, and really sit with that and understand how unbelievably powerful you are. And know that you have the power to create whatever you want out of your life. And so, knowing that, think carefully about what you want to put out into the world and just start doing it. Oh my goodness, I forgot my prayer. You know what? Let's do the prayer to end this, because I think that was the intention that I'm setting for all of us. And we're going to finish it up with that beautiful healing prayer that I've written just for us here on Me First Mornings. So let's do that and we'll end the show. Okay. Divine Mother, Infinite Father, Creator, Ascended Masters, Archangels, Spirit Guides, Ancestors, and all beings of 100% pure white light. Allow me to be a clear and open channel of your light and love without hesitation or ego. I may the highest vibration of infinite consciousness connect with my higher self and release any and all things that no longer serve me. I ask that Saint Germain and his infinitely powerful violet flame burn away the things that no longer serve myself or humanity and hold us back from our divine existence. Help us to embody our intentions for the day and help us raise the collective vibration for the highest and greatest good of all. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So be it, and so it is. That feels good. Okay, everyone. I wish you a beautiful, amazing day. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube page. Go to Jumpstart for Change and press subscribe and ding that notification bell. I will be back tomorrow at 10 a.m. I'll see you then. Hi, Marissa. Oh my goodness. I love you. Thank you. All right. Have a great day, everyone. I'll see you.